Hi, I'm Ken Collins. I'm professor of Wesley Studies and Historical Theology at Asbury Theological Seminary, and I would like to invite you to an exciting journey. It's entitled An Introduction to Wesleyan Theology. Let me tell you a little something about my background as to how this course came about. When I was a young man, 22 years old, as a matter of fact, I was a recent college graduate, and I had the good fortune of running into a retired minister who was very high on the theology of John Wesley. And so here I was, 22 years old, and this 69-year-old retired Free Methodist minister got me reading John Wesley's 52 standard sermons. Well, when I read those sermons from cover to cover and finished them, I was amazed. I was surprised. Although I grew up in the church and was actually raised Roman Catholic, I saw something in those pages that I had never been introduced to before. And what I saw so very clearly were the promises of God and the promises of God to bring deliverance, to bring freedom, and to bring great joy and beauty in one's life. And so upon reading those sermons, I began to continue to read scripture and to read more and more in the writings of John Wesley. Well, to make a long story short, I not only went to seminary, both at Asbury and Princeton Seminary, but I did my dissertation on the theology of John Wesley. So taken up with his theology was I. And so this course, which we are offering to you now, is an introduction to Wesleyan theology. It doesn't simply focus on John Wesley, though it has a great deal to say about John Wesley, and his voice is a very important one here. But this course has basically been put together so that we can live out our Christian lives in a very challenging world, so that we can think through the genius of the Christian faith at its height and depth in the face of a world that challenges us in so many ways. We want to remain faithful disciples over time. We also want to be intellectually engaging. We don't want to run the risk of having culture undermine our Christian faith, but rather we want to understand our Christian faith in light of the best that culture would have to offer, whether one is in Africa, in Asia, Europe, North America, South America, Australia, wherever one is. And so this is an invitation to take up an exciting journey. And by studying Wesleyan theology from the doctrine of God and all the way to eschatology, with every step along the way, I think you will find that you will be transformed in your knowing, that it won't simply be a head game, but it'll be a participatory activity whereby you yourself are transformed as you receive the grace of God by means of this course. And so blessings, and I invite you to a rich journey.